This 6-year-old just solved a Rubik's Cube in 5 seconds using the ZB method. She first solved the last pair while making a yellow cross on top, then did one more algorithm to finish the cube. Many pro speed cubers have started to adopt this method, and this is why it is the future of speed cubing. The ZB method is a variation of the CFOP method, with the ending just being a little different. You start by solving a cross and F2L minus one F2L pair. With that last pair, you perform a ZBLS algorithm, which solves the last pair and orients the last layer edges. From there, you perform a ZBLL algorithm to solve the rest of the cube. And if you are wondering what ZB stands for, good luck pronouncing it, I guess.
Zaborowski Bruchum.
In total, this requires 795 hours just to learn the method, which is so hard, especially for newer cubers. And that is the main reason why most people don't end up learning this method. But I will say this number is smaller than it seems, as a bunch of the ZBLS cases are pretty intuitive and easy to learn, but we will get to that a little later. Instead, what people tend to do is just learn a couple ZBLL cases and use that throughout their solves, and use a couple intuitive ZBLS cases, and that makes a pretty good speedcuber, probably averaging sub 10. But pro top cubers decide to do something, let's just say, a little different. Most of the top cubers know a lot of ZBLO, knowing the full U and T cases. This includes people like Max Park, Matty Hiroto Inaba, Leo Borromeo, Max Shaw, Brian Johnson, Felix Zemdegs, and Kyle Santucci. There are probably many more cubers that know a good portion of ZBLO, as it is the standard for top level solving nowadays. Now we go on to the absolute geniuses that use full ZBLO. These include people like Timon Kolosinski, Juliet Sebastian, Caleb Chen, and Bofane Zhang, all with sub 6 averages and are world class. Their last layers are more consistent and fast compared to the other cubers on this list. But now, let's talk about people who use the entirety of the ZB method. These people are on the same level of like Albert Einstein, Elon Musk, and people who are subscribed to this channel. Alright, let me just show you who they are. Qishan Cao is a young speedcuber who is one of the first people to use the ZB method, especially at such a high level, getting the first female sub 6 average, and she is the female world record holder with an average of 5.65 seconds. She's super comfortable with the method, most of the time having recognition and execution like OLL and PLL. But after she made her appearance known in the community, another Chinese cuber made his presence known. So honestly, I can't pronounce his name, so sorry about that. You guys are just gonna have to look it up or something. He is actually the first person to ever achieve the sub 6 average with ZB, even before Qishan, and it was one round before her at his first comp. This average was a 5.87 average, which is first time competitor world record that still stands today. And from that, he eventually lowered it to 5.52 as of a couple days ago, and it is absolutely insane how good he has gotten with this method. He has fast turning and consistent ZB execution, helping him achieve great results. Just like Qishan, he has very good execution and recognition for these ZB cases, just showing how long he's been using it for. So yes, only 2 of the top 20 speedcubers use this method. So why is it so important? Like, for instance, the world record holder Yiheng Wang doesn't use any ZBLL, just basic OLL and PLL. And yes, he is learning full ZBLL right now, which is a little scary, so I am scared to see what is to come. But most top cubers aren't anywhere close to using the full ZB method. And that raises the question, is it even worth learning? One thing that is for sure worth using is using discount code Caiden at the cubicle. It is the best discount code. For one, you get 5% off of your whole entire order, and two, you get a shout out at the end of my latest video. That's like 2 things in one, so that means it's automatically the best discount code. Also, when you shop at the cubicle, they do weekly sales every week, so that means you can easily win free cubes, so there's like no reason you shouldn't shop there. On top of that, we did a $100 giveaway in this video right here, and we are announcing the winners at the end of this video. So make sure you watch till the end so you can figure out if you won the giveaway. So yeah, use discount code Caiden at the cubicle. Coming back to the 2 Chinese keyword solves, there's 2 aspects to their solves that makes it so much better than anybody else's. One of those is move count. A normal CFOP solve has around 55 to 60 moves, and a typical ZB solve has around 45 to 55 moves. That's up to 10 less moves during the whole solve, which is absolute insanity. Especially when you're solving at such a high level, saving moves impacts your solves a ton. The reason that you're able to save so much moves is because of only doing 1 algorithm for last layer instead of 2. For CFOP, the last pair and last layer takes an average of 32 moves, while ZB only takes 25. You also have a better chance of getting lucky when you use the ZB method. When using CFOP, you have a 1 in 216 chance of getting an OLL skip, which is super rare. Now, call me a liar if you want, but when you use ZBLS, those odds drop from 216 to 1 in 27. That is insane! So getting a last layer skip with the CFOP method is 1 in 15,000. So this is like once every couple months, which it's so hard to get it, so you're not really looking for it too much in your solves. But using ZBLS, you now can drop that number from 15,000 to 1,900, which makes it way more manageable, so you are able to get it maybe once every like 2 weeks. These are pretty good odds, and you can drop your times by like 2 seconds whenever you get a last layer skip. Now, let's shift over to the ZBLL side of things. Unless if you're predicting your OLL or PLL, you're pausing at least 2 times during your last layer, just like this. One of the most underrated things about ZBLL is you're only pausing 1 time. This might sound obvious, but it's actually a huge benefit, and most people don't factor this in when they're thinking about learning ZBLL. If you use ZBLL, you only have to do 1 algorithm just like this. Just this simple idea of only pausing once is why you are able to turn faster and have less pauses in your solve. This also leads to a higher TPS in your solution. ZBLL is harder to recognize, just like for this case, all you can tell is these 2 are opposite and this one is adjacent to it, but there's no other really blocks on this ZBLL. But the more you use ZBLL, the faster you get at recognition, and then you could just recognize and instinctively solve it. Now that we talked about ZBLL, let's talk about ZBLS. ZBLS has 302 algorithms, but it's actually way less than that because a bunch of the cases can be solved intuitively. Like when you have this L shape and you have this case right here, you can just pair it up and then just sledgehammer it to get a cross on top. There are some cases that just seem like pure algorithms, like this case right here. But over time, you will get used to learning cases like this and they will flow right into your solves. Yes, this is hard and will take time, but over time, it will become easier. And before ending the video, here are the winners of the $100 giveaway from my last video. They're on screen now. Each of you guys will win $20, and if you guys want to figure out how to get your gift cards, just press the link in the description. It will take you to an unlisted video there. In that video, it will explain how to claim your gift cards. And before you guys get mad that I didn't choose your comment, I decided to actually do random comments, because the comments that I got on that video were probably the most wholesome comments I have ever gotten in my whole life. There were at least 100 comments that I could have easily chosen to be the winners, but I could not choose. They were just the best and nicest comments I have ever seen. So thank you for all your amazing comments, and best of luck for the next giveaway. Now that you know everything you need to know about ZB, why is it the future of speed cubing? The CFOP method has stood on top of the community for many years now, being the objective best method. And I still agree with this. For most people, the ZB method is for the dedicated and hardcore speed cubers, learning hundreds of algorithms for minimal time saved. If you are a dedicated speed cuber and you plan on cubing for the long term, you might as well start learning it now. People use different parts of this method. just like Timon Koleshinsky. And if he is able to do this with just different parts of the method, imagine what you can do with the entirety of it. Thanks for watching. Oh, I forgot to say, I'm gonna be learning this method too, so you guys want to watch out for that, so make sure you subscribe. Also, quick shoutouts to Anish, Anders, Cutler, and crew. All of them use my discount code at the cubicle. Also, this video took like 2 months to make, so if you guys would consider subscribing, it would mean a ton. Alright, use my discount code. Peace out.